Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is. With our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. When them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goals regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen, hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap, they can lead you astray. Steering this ship through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah or Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
It is what I've done.
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Anybody?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing?
Good. I can't see you, but I can hear you. I
You
forgot
can't
my
see
glasses.
me. What? My video
No,
on?
I can see there's a picture there, but that's about it.
Look, I see me, I see you. I don't see anybody else, but I see that picture.
Yeah.
And you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I don't hear anybody else though.
Camera one facing front. Yeah. At first I didn't hear you, interestingly enough. It must be a dang it. If you can hear me, say I. besides Kim?
Oh yeah, we
Hi.
can hear you. Yeah, I think we can hear everybody.
Okay, hold on. Well, let me. I'm out and come back in.
Hello, Kim, you're muted. Oh, we having glitch after glitch, I see. To anyone that can hear me, today was meant to happen as we have this technical difficulty. We have no audio.
Testing, testing. Hear me here now?
Yes,
Can you guys hear me now?
we can hear you.
No?
Yes.
We have no audio for them. Sorry about that, people on TikTok.
Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear me?
I hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
No.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Huh.
Okay, that means you can hear me too.
Exactly.
I have
I think we all locked in now. I
shows that
think
I
it's
have a sound.
okay.
Yeah, speak the truth. Hey, is that you rapping on there?
No, I ain't rapping. I just got my hand over my mouth. Yeah, that's me. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see. I'm talking about the intro song.
No, that's Kim. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, for sure. Hey, it was good though. I'm happy to be back on.
Yes, sir.
It officially starts at 7:29. Kim?
Can you hear me?
We hear you.
I can hear you guys though.
Cool.
So today's topic is we lost volume again.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
No, we can't hear Kim. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in a maze. Random thoughts kill if you jot a page. Therapeutic mind state help me handle rage. Hoping one
Can
day.
you hear me?
Yes.
Jabril, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was over here talking away and no one could hear me. Anyway, so those that don't know, this is Jabril. Jabril is the intro to our song. So he started it off. He was my original co-host, and tonight we're going to talk about from Detroit to innovation, from innovation to resilience. So, do you know what do you think when you first hear Detroit, Chili Mo?
I think of well, first off, I think about cars. Then I think about the energy around the city, the people that move the city. I think about hardworking men and women, and I think about a lot of cleaning to do also around the city. But overall, it's a beautiful place to be when you definitely know how to plant seeds. So yeah, the city is very, very powerful as a whole. Yeah, Detroit.
Kendall Cobb, do you know anything about Detroit? Kendall's in Ontario.
Hi there. Well, I do know a few things about Detroit from the things I've heard over the years, and I heard it's very aggressive. There's a lot of ongoing situations when it comes to a lot of gangsters and violence and all that stuff. So when it comes to all types of cities, they all have their own little niche for what's going on. So it's a mixture of good things with music too. So it's good priorities and all that stuff that's out there. So once I get there, I'll know.
Gilly, what do you think when you hear the word Detroit?
When I hear the word Detroit,
Yeah.
I think of arts. I think of the arts. I think of music. Um, of course, I think of Chrysler, but part of that is because of a folk song I've been singing since I was little. Um, I think of cars. I think of people that work really hard at whatever they're doing. I think of resilience, as was mentioned earlier. Think of rock solid people.
Okay. Gabriel, when you hear Detroit, what do you think?
So I think about downtown. I think about colors. I think about you. I think about love. Think about people. Think about the buses.
You're awfully muffly.
Oh
Awfully
yeah.
muffly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let me take these headphones off.
Really muffly now.
Hold on.
Peace, everyone.
Yeah. Anyways, I think about Kia. You can hear me now.
That's better, yeah.
I think about love, colors, people, downtown Detroit, and buses. The bus system. I think about that. I'm from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I grew up here. So yeah, it's just love. It's home. It's home. You feel me? I feel like it's a great home. It's a great cocoon. It's an excellent cocoon that you could break away from, and you could also come back to what I'm saying, still find that shelter, and it's still a lot of room to move around
I didn't know that Detroit was founded in 1701. That was something new to me. I don't even think I could ever think of 1701, not any lifetime of mine. And when I think of Detroit, I think of family. I think of history. I think of nice old homes, well built foundations. I think of Motown. I think of I think of like pioneers that came and made a difference to the whole world. I think there's a lot of history in Detroit that people don't know of, and they only hear the stuff like Kendall hears over in other countries. And I don't think they realize what Detroit really did to Michigan. I think Detroit should have been the capital. I know it's not, but when I think of Detroit, I think it is. I think it's the home of a lot of things.
again.
I do. I think a lot of things were started in Detroit. A lot of things made a difference in the world today for everybody in the United States because of Detroit. I'm older though. I'm older. I'm older, like, you know, in the 70s, the early 70s. So Detroit was beautiful when I was younger. And I see all the still beautiful things in it. I think that a lot of people overlook it. So, what about the industry boom in Detroit?
Oh yeah, we had better made chips. We had Fago. We definitely had the big three. I think if you want to think automotive, it started here in Michigan, Detroit. So, I mean, as far as the hard running cars, I should say the ones that they put a lot of American muscle in. Um, Definitely rock and roll. If you want to go back to Alice Cooper, for anybody that know any rock stars, we also have Madonna. You know, we give it to a lot of the newer age. You know, Royce the 5'9" was one of my favorite. Then Courtney Bell was a good one. So when you think of a cultural standpoint, they want to give it to New York as the mecca. But I definitely believe Detroit is the founder of a lot of things, especially the Cartier. We're the Cartier capital. So yeah, Detroit is known for a lot of trend setting.
Did you know that the UAW was founded in Detroit?
Yes, I did.
And a lot of people use that union now.
So
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think that Detroit made such an impact on the whole United States, not just in Michigan. I think that there was harsh working conditions, and people were 19 hours at jobs
Yes.
and not treated fairly, and like just back in 19 what was it? They said 35. It became a major force, the UAW, and they made a difference on people, how people get treated in working conditions and stuff like that. What you think, Jabril?
shout out to the UAW. I don't know much at all about it. I know they had a lot of strikes over the past couple years. I did a small stint in the plant life, but that was in Lake Orion at Weber Automotive. But the plant life is definitely a culture of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? People working at the plants, like it definitely provided jobs. But back in the day, 70s, people was retiring from the plant. People was buying homes while working at the plant. So, that's all I know as far as a union. I don't really know how impactful or helpful they are these days, but I know that just the plants in general provided a lot of opportunities for people. We got three big casinos here. So I think maybe them casinos kind of eat up a lot of the profits that people make, but that's a whole nother thing. But Detroit, we got three casinos here: Motown, Greektown, and the MGM casino. Like that, and those things make millions of dollars. So it's a lot of circulation here. And the NOI is from Detroit, Two Nation of Islam. It was founded in Detroit. So like, yeah, it's a very momentous city. Like we literally motorized the world, producing vehicles, producing cars here. And they go around the whole world making transportation or just accomplishing things and daily tasks so much easier. Like that's really kind of like that's freaking huge. You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge. Making a car and then like shipping it somewhere, and like Detroit being a place where these cars was starting out being built and sending them around the world. China, like every continent has cars now. Like that literally changed this civilization, this time of our civilization. So it's very Detroit is a very pivotal city. It's probably like an Atlantis, low key, like let's say 3,000 years from now, people gonna be like, yeah, Detroit. Like they might reference it. They might talk about it.
So Kendall asked a question. She asked, "What made Detroit go bankrupt?" And I just searched it, and they said in 2013, the largest municipal bankruptcy in the U.S. history was results of decades of intertwined economic, social, and political problems. The decline of the auto industries. Detroit was once the booming center of America car manufacturers. Started in 1950s, in the 60s, the automaker makers forced global competitors. Automation reduces jobs, and many plants moved to suburbs or overseas. This led to a massive job losses and shrinking the tax bases. And then the population lost. Detroit went from 1.8 million in the 50s to 70,000 by 2013.
70,000.
Yeah,
What?
back in
They
the
said,
60s.
no, 700,000.
700,000. Okay.
700,000.
Back in the
Okay.
60s. They started that war. I mean, the riot. Sorry, it was a riot because all those lost of jobs. So it was pretty bad too. The riot we
Not
had.
just because of the not just because of the loss of jobs, but a lot of racism.
Well, it began. It
Like,
began with fueled African Americans. They was fueled, and they felt like their pride was tampered with. You know, because sometimes if you lead with aggression, it comes back to you. So honestly, when people lost their money and started losing their homes and started turning to that substance that you can find on the street, yeah, they blamed everything, and racism was one of them. So you're right on that.
But
racism was. Go ahead, Kim.
I was just going to say, but they had a high pension they were supposed to pay out to people. They promised this big pension to people, and they couldn't fulfill that because everybody leaving, going to the suburbs and whatnot. They couldn't fulfill that, what they promised. So people turned into crime.
But see that's no, like, really racism, like for real, like racism is literally bankrupting our country. It's literally putting our country in debt. You know, like it's a very collective. Everybody is on code. They practicing it. They moving together. They act like it don't exist. You know
You
what
know,
I'm saying? But
you know
like
what I want to say.
it,
I,
it really is bankrupting us. Like in DC, when they deployed the National Guard for a supposed carjacking that there's no video evidence of. Now today, the National Guard is picking up trash in parks. Like, these is our tax dollars. This is our money. Same time, we just had a freaking mass shooting from this guy, supposedly transgender white guy, killed like 17 babies at a mass at a Catholic church. I'm not sure if it was yesterday but it was recent, within 2 days ago. Like, no National Guard is summoned there, right? You got all of these mass shootings, no National Guard to lock down on mass shootings, but because it's a black, supposedly carjacking is a black crime, he summons the National Guard. Like, that's so much tax dollars, so much money spent just to police and lock up and deprive black people of resources. Like, one of the reasons a lot of black people even moved up to Detroit from the South was for the employment opportunities. All of these factories, all of these plants, Pontiac, Flint. You know what I'm saying? These were cities that really boomed because of the auto industry, you know. And once they seen so many of us was getting jobs and improving our lives and moving up here, that encouraged white flight, where a lot of the white residents of Detroit just they start moving to the suburbs, East Point, you know, Roseville. Like, they start moving outside of Detroit, taking their tax base and their tax dollars, and then they start shipping these jobs overseas, so people could make 10 cents on a dollar what they was making here. So it's like it's so much effort and racism that's underlooked. That's really a karmic bankrupt to this city. I mean, to this country. You know.
want to, I want to say I don't think racism is a black and white. I think it's a poor and wealthy, and ignorance insane type of ordeal. Cause I don't think the color thing, cause when you say racism, it's really a mental state of mind, but it sets you back 100 years when you even put that thought in your head. So I don't think it's a color. I believe that we lump ourselves in a community full of people that think the same. So of course you can alienate those people that think like that. But honestly, white, black, green, purple, and all of that can mix together and create something different if we get past the um the things that we used to experience, because a lot of, I mean, everybody has free will for real. Just to reiterate on what you were saying, Jabril, so no one is really held back. That's only a mental state of mind. And some people choose the lifestyle that they have. Not everybody want to make a Republican type of dollars. Some people want to stay you know, under the radar, so to speak. So I really think society is based off of too many opinions and agendas. So we fall victim to that criteria. But honestly, independently, we can do whatever we want to do, especially having the internet. So I really think that we just kind of sit here and dwell instead of put things in action for real as a country.
Well, let's say Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Black Wall Street. Those were people putting things together. They wasn't accepted. They wasn't hired. Black people coming out of slavery, which actually built the wealth of this country. Over 230 something years of free, actually since 1555 to 1865. That's that's 315 years or 310 years of free labor on top of all of the crazy lynchings, rape, abuse, murder, anything under the sun, ritualistic sacrifice, et cetera, and not also being paid. Like that karmic debt of not being paid, like there, and while they weren't being paid, that money funded the oil industry, it funded the railroad industry, it funded the cotton industry, clothing industry, tobacco. Like all of these things was basically the seed money for this beautiful country, America. Literally was the seed money for America to grow to be this great country that it is. That debt is still not paid. And then you got, Jim Crow, civil rights movement, which is when the riots was really taking off. You know what I'm saying? Like 1967. Like I'm not sure. I forget what year King was assassinated, but that was out of racism. And King was like kind of speaking how, what I'm saying, I guess idealistically more aligned with what you're saying. Like now, does this mean that we should have a hate for white people? No, it does not mean that we should have a hate for Sarah or Jessica or Kimberly or Kendall. No, it does not mean that. But however, if we ignore it, and still reaping the benefits of it, you know what I'm saying? Like karmically, like this whole thing is set to doom. It's set to implode. And like racism is real. That's why I even brought up the mass shooting. They say the dude got carjacked by 10 dudes, a dude who works for Doge, which is a part of Elon Musk, his whole Dogecoin. He works for Doge. He supposedly got carjacked. I have not seen any video evidence of this. You know what I'm saying? But however, you just had another mass shooting. It was a mass shooting before this recent mass shooting. When white guys do mass shootings, it's always he was a lone wolf. He wasn't a part of any organization. He had mental illnesses and he had problems. There's always a scapegoat. There's always an excuse. There's always a saving grace. Um, there's a humanizing, I guess, perspective that's placed out there for us to have so that we don't come to judgment so quickly. But let's just say 10 black guys carjack a guy that works for Doge. Oh, we need the National Guard in there now to get heavy on crime. Those black guys are destroying the city. Like, that's literally racism. Like, literally. Like, and if we keep ignoring and making excuses for it, we can do that, but we gonna be doing that until this whole country is in a lake of fire. Like, literally, it's gonna implode upon itself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I agree with you in repaying the karmic debt, because at the end of the day, that's all we are doing. That's all we're doing. We have to break generational curses, because we're going to keep repaying that karmic debt until we break the cycle, and no one is acknowledging it. So that's what you have to do first. First, you have to acknowledge it, and then you have to break it. But they're just wiping it underneath the rug and saying that, oh, who cares? Because they want people to kill each other off. They want us.
Not just that. You look at like January 6th, that was a whole bunch of white people storming the White House. Had that been people of color, of any color, but especially black, that would have gone completely different. There probably would have been a lot of shootings, and in terms of shooting the people that were breaking in to the White House, there probably would have been a lot more arrests. It would have been spoken about differently. It would not have been, spoken about as some sort of
boys will be boys.
Patriotic. It would not have been spoken about as a patriotic act. It would have been called a riot from the beginning. So absolutely, racism still exists. It just exists in a much more covert way now, in a way that we've gotten desensitized to, in a way that we've often accepted as just the narrative, as just the truth, because we're so used to hearing it being said that way. And
that's what I was saying, swept under the rug. That's what I was saying when I said swept under the rug, because at the end of the day, on the news, you're going to hear about what a different nation will do, a different color or race would do, compared to what the people do, what white people do, what other people do. You're not going to hear about that as much. You're going to hear something like that boy that was walking down the street that reached for his phone and they shot him. They're going to hear that. You're not going to hear that. You won't hear that until somebody else talks about it. It's going to be swept underneath the rug. But now if it was a white guy walking down the street and the cops accidentally shot him, that'll be all over the news. So
it's easier. It's easier to feel empathy. It's easier to feel sympathy if that happened to a white guy. Like, just even listening to you say that, just mentally playing that out in my head and my mind, I could sympathize with that and feel like, damn, that's really messed up. But it's so common when it happens. That's fucked up. It's so common when it happens to us. It's like, yeah. And then it's like, he shouldn't have resisted. Like, there's always a justification in the sense, like, and see, that can like breed insanity, or it can breed some very psychotic disturbances in white men, like, because it kind of neuters, not neuter, it kind of neuters white men a little bit, because it's like they're kind of being portrayed as, pacified, weak, or just perfect angels. Like, what does that do to the white man who's just, who's not, I'm not even saying like he's on some racist stuff, but like, it automatically makes them have to fake a position of docileness, or a position of, I'm just a good white guy. Like, it has to make them face a whole psychology that's not even around reality, and they have to force this psychology in order to propagate, a racist system. And then for us, man, it's a lot of PTSD for us, is because we have to be forced into a psychology of, let me not appear threatening. I know they think that I'm going to steal something. Golly. I know that they think I'm going to steal something. So let me make sure they can see my hands. You know what I'm saying? There's a police officer. Let me make sure I'm not around. Like, that puts a shackle, like a type of psychology on our minds. And it's like the reason these violent outbreaks even occur and happen is these are like psychotic breaks. These are boiling points. You know what I'm saying? These are it's like now you got these guys doing these mass shootings who probably feel like, no, I am a man, I am a savage, I am a warrior, I'm a thug or whatever. I don't know. I have bravado. Like this world isn't gonna force me to be this way. And shoot and take people out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so extreme. Like it's fake. We have to pretend. We have to be in this world of imaginary. Everything is gonna be all right. So you got all of these people doing these psychotic breaks. So
Yeah, I want to shift it back to the title. Well, back to Detroit. In Midtown, it's 80% Caucasian and 20% Afro American. So it's a mixture of people there that don't even have no uncomfortableness about themselves. And they walk amongst each other as a whole. And I'm only saying that in certain areas of the country, everything that everybody on the panel was saying is very relevant. And Michigan, we luckily to be around less of that on an everyday basis. No one is trying to shoot you or put a noose around your neck or however whatever people do. But because I want us to evolve. That's what this panel is for. That's what we are speaking for, to evolve. And honestly, the only way to evolve is just like manifestation. You speak it, it will happen. If you give it no life, it will die. So I think we need to actually give no life to even mentioning racism, because I think it's becoming a drug that people like to pass along. It's very contagious. So to evolve is to give it no life. And I'm only saying that to say it fuels anger with conversations like this, because they can never get the answer to yesterday. It's over with. We can't. So you have to evolve and never let it happen again.
the thing is this though. The thing is this though. Um, I was angry. I very much was angry. Um, I very much had just it's mind boggling, early on when you learn the truth, right? Unseen
Hmm.
twisted truth. When you learn the reality of the past, of the causes, there are stages. There are stages. You know what I'm saying? Like and like I said, even me, I don't necessarily have anger in my heart um for white people. I don't have necessarily hate in my heart for white people. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what that would make me? It would make me prejudiced. It would make me racist, right? And a lot of us don't. But when you come into the truth, you can't even get to that point of you can't even get to a point of peace if you just try to force this, oh, everything's gonna be all right, kumbaya. Like you have to go through the stages. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through the stages. And you want to know something? Like Trump, he's actually trying to go to the Smithsonian museum, which I'm kind of skeptic of them for a whole nother reason. That's a whole nother podcast. How a lot of stuff happens, like mysterious things or things from the past happen in Smithsonian, or they might find a giant. They'll come in and cover it up, but that's a whole nother thing. But he wants to go after museums who are teaching Black history and kind of like soften it up or change it or kind of revise it, kind of like critical race theory. They want to kind of make it a theory and kind of like not teach the reality of how this country was actually founded and formed, and the only thing is like nothing can last on a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like the universe was built on truth. Like no lies will stand. You know what I'm saying? No lies will stand. All of the everything will come to the light. And it's like, let's listen. Hey, if everything was all right and cool, if we was paid reparations, then we could have healing and we could move forward. You know what I'm saying? If there wasn't any more racism or prejudice, then we could move forward. But to be honest, and that's, you know, like that was the reason for the riots in Detroit in '67. You know, that was the reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Being constantly harassed, you know, like it, and it was much more acceptable and easier to do back then with less cameras. You know what I'm saying? And it just that was just the time. You know, a lot of all of these black people, all these black people moving up to Detroit. Like this was a white city. You know what I'm saying? This was a predominantly white city. Like that's that in itself is shocking. That's kind of like, you know, that in itself is shocking. It's like they wanted to hold it down, and I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely could totally understand it. That's a shock. You got two different cultures, two different people who may not interact. You know, Detroit is way different today. That's why a lot of the gentrifiers are coming back, you know, and things are improving physically, you know, in the buildings and everything like that. Like Detroit is definitely developing downtown. It looks very nice. It's looking very nice. You know what I'm saying? So it's pros and it's pros to that. You know, it's very enjoying. It's safer, I would say,
So,
downtown Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I can enjoy that.
Can we read the
so I've
comments?
got
Hold
something.
on, Gilly, we got 30 comments. I have to read them.
All right.
I can't see them. I can't see them. So someone else has to read them, but I'm putting them on the screen. But we have a bunch. I have to at least entertain the idea of the people that are watching.
Go ahead, Jamal.
No. Is it true that there's still a lot of street gangs on every corner? Not for real. On certain areas where the fully aware were walking, one of my friends got badly attacked a few months ago. Toronto is pretty much the same, if not worse. That's unfortunate. I don't really see violence. I do see opportunities for violence. I not opportunities, but I will see settings where you could sense some tension and something is going off. But no, gangs is not really a thing in Detroit. Gangs is not. I was in Southwest today. I seen a tag, Sir 13. It was like a Hispanic gang or whatever. I seen the tag, a spray tag, and I was like, wow, that's interesting because of the building that it was on. But you don't even really just see gang members. You never see a group of Mexican guys on the corner. You might see it. You rarely see a group of black guys. You might not see more than 5 black guys together just standing around doing nothing. You usually don't see that. In Detroit, it's literally the motor city. People are going this way and that way. People are going this way and that way. They're going to work, coming from work, going home. That's it. You might see some people at a bus stop waiting for a bus. That's pretty much what it is. It's not really like you're gonna get robbed. No, you can. There's literally whites in every single neighborhood in Detroit. They would not be in these neighborhoods if it was that unsafe.
Okay.
Next question.
God, I'm willing. Unfortunately, anyone who has a voice and opinion in this world, the higher ups don't like that. And they what they say, and they are quick to silence them. It's truly sad.
And then, and that's so true.
Yeah.
We have to come together to stand for the cause that are trying not to be swept under the rug. This world needs healing bad.
Amen. Unseen twisted truths, like what? That's like therapy. Like that's like the opportunity for therapy. It's opportunity whether you going through something or somebody else going through something. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, everyone's perspectives on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an opportunity if you could, you know, relate to it or not. But like we can't ever get to that healing if we don't embrace or accept the truth.
Go ahead, Jabril. You got the next one.
Unfortunately, what the government sees is us as a number, and that we are easily disposable. You know something though? See, this is it though. Like, so they are weird people. They are weird people. Like everybody's weird to a degree, but you got different fraternal organizations, male and female, and you got different organizations. You got different classes of people who practice certain things. So like the thing is, you just can't be afraid. Like you need to have some willpower. You need to have some heart. Like just as a human being, no matter what human being you are, no matter what form or color or gender that you come in, you just need to have the heart to have just accept the higher power, the most high, whatever. And if you're not even there, just accept yourself and believe in yourself to the point to where you can overcome anything and you don't care and you express yourself and you be yourself. And once you get there, if you got however 300 million Americans just accepting themselves and being themselves and they heart beating loud and proud, like you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you want to be fake, then you got something to worry about. If you want to hide, if you want to fit and be boxed into a system just to survive in this system, then you got a lot to worry about.
So this one says, it's all really bad enough. Canada has banned the news from sharing on social networks. They only speak half the truth on what's really going on.
Tell us about Canada. What's popping over there in Toronto?
That's Kendall. She's on our panel.
Yeah,
Kendall.
I think that's it. Whoa.
Also, the fact that the majority of society lives in fear because of past history and past personal situations that they have experienced in their own personal lives. The masses live in fear because, this person want to get on. The masses live in fear because of the stigmas that they have been placed on over the years. That's like I said, like, man, like if you accept the title, if you accept the position that society wants to put you in and label you as and frame you as, and you just want to accept that because of the benefits that come with it, like that string is only so long. The benefits eventually run out, and you're gonna have to face the mirror. You're gonna have to face the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's up to you where you want to fit in, because as long as we don't accept the truth, in reality, it's just doomed to unfold. It's doomed to come to light anyway. That's doomed to come to the surface anyway. You feel me? So
I was raised to love everyone, but unfortunately that isn't always reciprocal.
Somebody made a post that said good people with good hearts always be with people that like do the most or have bad hearts or something like that. But like my response was, a lot of those people with those good hearts at first usually had that type of love in their childhood, and they had that love in those nurturing early on years to where they was grounded, or that's what the God and the Most High had designed them to be at first. And a lot of people had opposite upbringing. So sometimes you might get into a situation where you are the lover and you are nurturing something like that, somebody who may not have had that. And hey, through time they might grow and come around too. But a lot of people don't.
He said,
This is a good comment right here. Go ahead, Jabril.
My father was a history teacher, and he didn't sugarcoat nothing. He taught history and the facts and what it really happened. He hardly ever went by the textbook. He taught history how it truly was, and the students respected him for that, as we do. We love writers like that. That was why history has to be brought to the light, so that the repetition of the cycle of malice, of hate, has to end.
Yes.
You will pay your karmic debt until you gotta bring it to light, or if not, it's going to keep repeating itself and it's never going to get healed. It's got to be repaid somehow.
Right.
So
history.
Kim, what's your favorite part about Detroit? What's your favorite like area or like place in Detroit?
I felt safer in Detroit in the parks than I did anywhere.
What park though? What park? What's your favorite like area or part of Detroit?
I've been all over it.
What part do you enjoy? Like Belle Isle?
No, I've never been to Belle Isle. I've never been to Belle Isle. I've never been to Belle Isle, and I don't really care for downtown. What? I like the parks in the neighborhoods.
Oh God, that's crazy. Yeah, we got an island in Detroit called Belle Isle.
Never been
Like
there.
that's so man. What so many people had such good childhoods there. Like it's owned by the state now. It used to be owned by the city, but I guess after a couple of years, the city can have it back. But so it's like a state park now. But no, Belle Isle is amazing. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. What's your favorite part of Detroit, Chili?
I'd probably say the parks for me, all the individual. I think we have over 200,000. No. Excuse me. I think 2,000 parks, somewhere around there. But yeah, I like going to one of them little, Burns Park over there by Belle Isle was pretty cool. And just being downtown, seeing all the different nationalities of people, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's amazing. Like you mentioned earlier, downtown do look good now.
It's
I
like
have,
Times Square or something, like low key, like
yeah.
Mark Campus Marshes. Oh my God. So the
Did you see?
dudes out
Right?
there, that's where you go. If you ain't that's where the ladies is at, Campus Marshes Park.
Did
That's
you
where the
see the
ladies is at.
cars?
That's the
You see
ladies,
the?
that's where the fellas is at, Campus Marshes Park. In the
Oh yeah,
summertime, like Detroit really come alive in the summer because we got
yeah,
so many months of this cold weather up here in Michigan. The winter be feeling like half the year. So we really come alive in the summertime.
yeah.
The
Most definitely.
churches are amazing. The buildings are amazing. I
Oh my
love old
God.
history. I love old history. And some of them buildings, you walked through some of those buildings and took some pictures of some of the most beautiful buildings down there, Jabril. I mean,
Mm,
the they don't make them like that no more. They don't build like that no more. They don't put the
they
love in the
don't.
craft that they do anymore. And just some of those old buildings were just beautiful to me. Down there's got so many beautiful old buildings.
They
Yeah,
do. The
you
churches
know.
go crazy, especially the tops. Like I be wondering, like when was this actually built? But we got a. I took a tour of the Masonic Temple. It was pretty interesting. It was an Italian uh, architect. Basically, he designed the whole thing, came up with the plans for the whole thing. Like it's a huge building. I think it's like the second. It's one of the largest Masonic temples in the world. But that's a pretty good tour. We do got some crazy good architecture here. We
There's
really
some
do.
beautiful buildings. I feel extremely safe in Detroit. I can walk down the street and no one really bothers me. They just ask if I'm from there and I tell them, yeah. They don't really bother me. But people talk to me anywhere I go. So, I mean, I can't even just go to the dollar store without someone talking to me. I walk out to get my mail and someone's going to talk to me. So it's not just because it's Detroit, but I feel safe. I took my hammock and slept in the tents over the weekend and in my hammock in the trees in Detroit, and I felt so super safe.
Yeah, that's super brave for me. I knew one other person. Her name was Delta. She used to do that. She's white too, actually, but not that it matters. But to me, and even in the woods, like even in the woods up north, like how in the world do you feel comfortable? Like what? You ain't worried about nothing. Like overnight, you just gonna put a hammock up in a random tree and go to sleep in it? I don't care if
Hamtramck,
it's Detroit, Nebraska, Ontario. I don't like what?
Hamtramck, Highland Park. I've put my tents up or my hammock up on both of those places, and in Detroit, in the
What is it
parks.
like sleeping out there? Is it peaceful?
Peaceful, extremely peaceful, extremely peaceful. People don't sleep. A lot of people are up at random hours. People just don't sleep sometimes. But it's still
Mm,
alive. It's beautiful. I feel safer in Detroit than I do Vegas.
mm,
I've always been more afraid of white men in suits than anybody in the world. So
Me too.
mm.
Don't worry. Me too. That Men in Black stuff scared the crap out of me.
That's
me,
deep.
me too. And actually, I went into the store one time in Detroit and I asked this guy in the car next to me to watch me because the white guy was giving me creeps. He was just
Mm,
making me feel very uncomfortable.
mm.
So, yeah, no, me too. And he did. He stood there and waited until I got out the whole time and made sure I got in my car and left. But yeah, I'm more of afraid of people that look like me.
Mm. That's
I did
interesting.
want to I did want to say something though, because there was a comment made about, letting go of the anger and evolving. And I have a different sort of feeling about that, because sometimes anger is necessary to bring about change. And when they've taken everything else from you, including your identity, including your public identity, by mischaracterizing you or a whole group of people, sometimes it's your anger is what you got left. And you can't just give that to them too, because sometimes anger is righteous. Sometimes anger is necessary. Sometimes anger is a matter of survival. And I I'm not exactly sure how I want to wrap that up, but I think that taking someone's anger is another form of when it's righteous, is another form of assault.
Mm.
I believe that. I agree. I agree. I agree. Like I said before to you, people are allowed to feel what they feel so they can grieve. You have to be able to grieve. If not, you're going to repeat them cycle over and over and over until you're able to grieve. And taking away someone's anger is another form of rape. It's another form of theft. It's another form of slavery, enslaving their thoughts. You can't do that. You got to allow them to take their emotions and feel those emotions, and they got to grieve them. So no, yeah, and I'm still stuck on the whole karmic debt because it's true. It's true, and there has to be some kind of was it reparations or whatever? There's got to be some form of
Reparations.
reparations.
Reparation.
There's got to be some form of it. Something has to be fulfilled. It has to be, or they're going to keep on repeating that cycle of trying to get it repaid. Our job is to free ourselves from ourselves.
It would literally save this country. This literally, if they gave reparations to the descendants of slaves, it literally would make this country great again. Look,
Yeah.
that money is gonna go back into the economy. You know, that money is gonna go back into the economy. The economy would boom overnight, creating so many jobs, so much demand. Like literally, that would save us. It would save us a lot of money. You know, wouldn't need so much military and police and all of this nonsense. I read today. I didn't confirm it, but it was saying like we give $10 million a day to Israel. I read that. I don't know if it's true or not, but like we literally have the money. Like we literally have
Well,
the
and
money. But
not just for Black people, but reparations for Indigenous people, um, reparations for, I think, even reparations for women in some cases, if you want me to be perfectly honest. Um, I think that reparation is a good way to teach a lesson and to rebuild people.
yeah, yeah, women, yeah, women. I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, women go through a lot.
Gilly is Jewish, and she can say what she's seen just being Jewish, and it's not. I don't want to pick on just someone's race
Yeah,
or
no, and it's funny because in some ways I don't face anti-Semitism in a real overt way. Um, Partially because I look like the majority, right? But it comes in other ways. It comes in subtle ways. It comes in the way people judge me when they find out. Um, it comes in the things that they assume about me, and and it comes when For instance, what's going on in the Middle East right now. A lot of people, got a lot of people not liking Jewish people right now. Even Jewish people not liking Jewish people right now, and not necessarily willing to hear all the causes or the history, or to understand why preservation has become such a big part of Jewish identity.
So I think you got the Jews and you got the Jewish, like, like it's a verse in the Quran that say, "Beware those who say they are Jews and are not, but they are of the synagogue of Satan." And there are a lot of actual righteous Jewish people who protest what's going on over there. But the thing is, there's benefits from aligning with that. But are they willing en masse? Are Jewish people en masse willing to give up those benefits to criticize the wrongdoings that the leaders, the leaders, the ones who make the decisions, the ones who send the soldiers, the ones who purchase the weapons, the ones who take the money and use it, because that's what people who are not familiar with the Jewish culture, religion, or who even know day-to-day Jewish people, that's people's perspective of Jewish people. And even with slavery, like I see a lot of
Well,
white people that are not Jewish blame Jews for slavery, and they try to say, "Oh, it was the Jews. Oh, it was the Jews," like a scapegoat. Like everybody's just I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's dodging the blame. But it's like you
we
have
were
to,
too
in
busy
order to
being
get to.
exiled from other countries, I
Mhm.
think. Um, and actually I would, it's the hour mark, but I would love to do a show on that. Because
That's interesting. I ain't gonna lie.
it's a
That's
whole
very
nother
interesting.
topic, and I do have a lot of thoughts on that. Um,
I want to be there for
and
that. I want to hear
and
that.
but I hear what you're saying, and I hear what the world is saying, and I've got things to say too. And if we could maybe do a show on that in the future, Kim,
Yes.
Yeah, I need to be educated.
because I need to be educated too. I think we all need to be educated.
Mm,
I'm not a representative of anybody but myself. I want to make that clear. Um,
Yes.
but I do think that never has this conversation felt more important to me than it does now, for various reasons. Um, because in a sense, what's going on there is the Civil War, and there's a big history behind it. Um, because the Jews and the Palestinians there, they are cousins, they are brothers, and
mm.
no matter what side of the coin you stand on, it's a real tragedy. It's a real tragedy.
You guys aiming for next Thursday?
I
All
could
right.
do it. I could do it. No, but
Okay.
that's a real thing though. What the people of Gaza is going through. Like it don't compare to slavery at all. But what they're going through, what's the real thing is, I'll just say to wrap up my point is a terrible thing is occurring, and we're putting it in the back of our minds and going on day to day while this terrible thing is occurring, while human beings are suffering. And the only
I
difference between
agree,
their
but you got
suffering.
to look at their leaders too, that are hiding the targets in the houses with the women and the children. We got to look at what their own leadership is doing too. And there's a whole history behind that. And you got to look at the psychology. You talk about a psychotic break. You got to look at the psychology of people who experienced a terrorist attack one day and saw celebration in the streets over it the next. Not just from one people, but from all people. and what that does to the psychology of a people who have already faced a Holocaust.
So let's put a pin in it. It's heavy and it's deep, and we're gonna do it for next Thursday. Gilly, write up something and give me a title, and we'll run it for next Thursday. We are at the hour mark, and that's when we get shut down from Instagram. So we're only keeping the show an hour long now because we're now monetized. So we're only keeping it within the mark so we don't get shut down. Detroit's beautiful to me, and a lot of things came from Detroit, and a lot of hurt, and then there's a lot of movies I can't watch. It just messes
Purple
me up.
Gang, that was a Jewish gang in Detroit. The Purple Gang.
My grandpa was a part of that.
Really? What?
My grandpa was.
Oh,
yes.
shoot.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of things in Detroit that makes Detroit great, and then there's a lot of things in Detroit that just doesn't make no sense. And I don't know why the world is the way that it is. I don't know, but let's do some positive thoughts and let's end on a positive note. So, Chili Mo, what's something positive?
If you want change, start with yourself. And money is not the end all be all. And yes, Detroit is beautiful and it's growing. Because without the rain, nothing will grow.
Right.
Damn.
Miss Kendall, can you give me something positive on the note?
Most definitely. Be the light in the midst of darkness. Be the love, not the hate.
Miss Gilly, can you give me something positive?
Finding a way to give a voice to your anger in a way that people understand may be the key to healing it.
Jabril, something positive.
Something positive. Don't underestimate how good exercise can do you. Mind, body, and spirit.
My positive message: stay authentic to yourself, no matter who's around. And then if you have an authentic self, then you won't have to worry about everybody else's tarnished spirits. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations. Peace and love, everyone.
Peace and love.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. With our hearts uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recovered. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so